For years, overthinking has been treated like a flaw, almost a personal defect, as if the mind that refuses to slow down is somehow broken. People casually say, "You think too much," the same way they might say, "You worry too much," or "You complicate things." Society has quietly created an image of strength that looks calm, decisive, fast, and emotionally unbothered. In contrast, the overthinker is often painted as anxious, confused, indecisive, or weak. But what if that story is completely wrong? What if overthinking is not a sign of weakness at all, but one of the clearest signals of intelligence, depth, and awareness? What if the very trait people try to suppress is the same trait that has driven innovation, wisdom, empathy, and progress throughout human history? To understand this, we first need to redefine what overthinking actually is. Overthinking is not simply worrying for no reason. It is the mind's tendency to explore possibilities, examine outcomes, analyze patterns, and search for meaning. An overthinking mind does not accept reality at face value. It questions it. It does not stop at the obvious. It digs deeper. It does not settle for simple answers when complex ones exist. This kind of thinking requires mental energy, curiosity, and cognitive capacity. A shallow mind cannot overthink. It simply reacts. Overthinking is not the absence of strength. It is the presence of a powerful, active mind that refuses to remain passive. Intelligent minds are naturally wired to process more information. They notice subtle details others overlook. They connect dots that seem unrelated. They anticipate future consequences rather than focusing only on the present moment. This is why intelligent people often replay conversations, analyze decisions, and imagine multiple outcomes. Their brains are constantly running simulations. This is not accidental. It is a survival mechanism refined by evolution. Early humans who could predict danger, anticipate change, and think several steps ahead were more likely to survive. Overthinking in this sense is not a modern curse, but an ancient advantage. History supports this truth. Many of the greatest thinkers, philosophers, scientists, and artists were notorious overthinkers. Socrates questioned everything to the point that it made people uncomfortable. Leonardo da Vinci was obsessed with details, revisiting ideas endlessly. Albert Einstein famously spent years mentally wrestling with problems that others ignored or dismissed. These individuals were not weak-minded. They were mentally relentless. Their overthinking was not a flaw, but the engine behind their breakthroughs. Progress has never come from minds that accept things easily. It comes from minds that refuse to stop thinking. Overthinking is also closely linked to creativity. Creative people do not simply see the world as it is. They imagine what it could be. This requires mental wandering, deep reflection, and constant internal dialogue. A creative mind revisits ideas repeatedly, reshaping them, questioning them, and refining them. This process can look like overthinking from the outside, but internally it is creation in motion. Many writers, musicians, filmmakers, and innovators struggle with overthinking because their minds are constantly generating possibilities. The same mental intensity that produces art also produces mental noise. You cannot have one without the other. Another misunderstood aspect of overthinking is its connection to empathy. Overthinkers often replay interactions not because they are weak, but because they care. They analyze tone, words, and reactions because they are sensitive to how others feel. This emotional intelligence allows them to understand perspectives beyond their own. They ask themselves questions like, "Did I hurt them? What were they really feeling? How would I feel in their place?" This depth of emotional processing is a strength, not a weakness. A person who never overthinks social interactions is often someone who never reflects on their impact on others. Overthinking also reflects a strong sense of responsibility. Intelligent people are often burdened by the awareness that their choices matter. They understand that one decision can ripple into many consequences. This awareness creates hesitation, reflection, and internal debate. It is easy to make fast decisions when you do not fully consider the outcomes. It takes intelligence to pause, think, and question yourself. Overthinkers are not indecisive because they are weak. They are careful because they understand complexity. The problem is not overthinking itself, but the environment in which it exists. Modern society glorifies speed, fast decisions, fast success, fast answers. Social media rewards confidence, not contemplation. The loudest voices are often mistaken for the smartest ones, In such a world, deep thinkers feel out of place. Their natural pace does not match the rhythm of the world around them. This mismatch creates frustration and self-doubt. Overthinkers begin to believe something is wrong with them, when in reality, the world simply does not slow down enough to value depth. There is also a crucial difference between overthinking and rumination. Overthinking becomes harmful only when it turns into self-attack rather than exploration. Intelligence does not protect someone from emotional pain. In fact, it often intensifies it. A sharp mind can cut both ways. It can analyze problems brilliantly, but it can also magnify fears if not guided properly. This is why intelligent people are sometimes more prone to anxiety. They see too much, feel too deeply, and imagine too many outcomes. This does not mean their intelligence is a weakness. It means it requires direction. Weakness is not thinking too much. Weakness is refusing to think at all. Weakness is blindly following, reacting without reflection, and avoiding uncomfortable questions. Overthinkers face discomfort head-on. They sit with uncertainty. They wrestle with doubt. This requires courage. It is easier to distract yourself than to confront your own thoughts. It is easier to simplify life than to accept its complexity. Overthinkers choose complexity not because they enjoy suffering, but because their minds demand truth. Many overthinkers are also perfectionists, not because they fear failure, but because they see potential. They imagine the best possible version of an outcome and struggle to settle for less. This can be exhausting, but it also drives excellence. High standards do not come from weak minds. They come from minds that know what is possible. Every great achievement carries behind it a mind that once overthought every detail. It is important to recognize that intelligence does not always look confident on the surface. True intelligence often comes with self-doubt because intelligent people are aware of how much they do not know. The more you understand the world, the more complex it appears. This awareness creates humility and caution. In contrast, shallow confidence often comes from ignorance. The loud certainty of simple minds is not strength, it is blindness. Overthinkers question themselves because they understand nuance. That questioning is a form of intellectual honesty. Overthinking also plays a critical role in problem solving. Complex problems cannot be solved with simple thinking. They require analysis, scenario planning, and mental endurance. Engineers, strategists, doctors, and scientists often spend sleepless nights thinking through possibilities, risks, and consequences. Their overthinking saves lives, prevents disasters, and builds the future. The world benefits from minds that refuse to stop thinking, even when it is uncomfortable. The tragedy is that many overthinkers grow up being told to suppress their minds.